Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to walk you through how to start a holding LLC company. If you've been thinking about creating a structure to protect your assets or manage multiple businesses under one umbrella, then this video is exactly what you need. I'll break down everything that you need to know about holding LLCs and show how you can set one up quickly and easily. Let's start with the basics. A holding LLC, sometimes called a parent LLC, is a company that doesn't conduct active business operations itself, but instead owns assets like real estate, intellectual property, or even other businesses. Think of it as a protective container for your valuable assets. There are several key benefits to creating a holding LLC. First and foremost is asset protection. By separating your assets into different entities under your holding company, you create multiple layers of legal protection. If one business gets sued, your other assets remain protected in their separate LLCs. Tax advantages are another major benefit. Holding LLCs can be structured to optimize your tax situation through income splitting, pass-through taxation, and potential deductions. This structure is particularly valuable as your business portfolio grows. Let's look at the basic structure. Typically, you'll have your holding LLC at the top, and beneath it, you'll have operating LLCs that conduct the actual business activities. The holding LLC owns the operating LLCs, creating that crucial separation for liability purposes. Now, when it comes to naming your holding LLC, you have some flexibility. Many people choose names that reflect their overall investment strategy or family name like Smith Family Holdings LLC or Cornerstone Investment Holdings LLC. Just make sure that whatever name you choose includes LLC, limited liability company, or the appropriate designation for your state. For the operating agreement, this is especially important for holding LLCs. You'll want to clearly outline ownership percentages, management responsibilities, and how assets flow between the holding company and operating companies. I strongly recommend having an attorney review this document since the structure is more complex than a standard LLC. Regarding the state of formation, many holding companies choose Delaware, Nevada, or Wyoming due to their business-friendly laws and privacy protections. However, if all your assets and operations are in a single state, it might make more sense to form your holding LLC there to avoid additional filing requirements. One question I get a lot is about banking. Yes, your holding LLC should have its own separate bank account, and each operating LLC should have its own accounts as well. This separation is crucial for maintaining the legal distinctions between entities. Now, I know this might sound complicated, but the actual formation process doesn't have to be difficult. If you're ready to set up your holding LLC, I recommend using something like Northwest Registered Agent. They specialize in business formations, and they make the entire process incredibly simple. In fact, let me walk you through how easy it is to use Northwest's platform. First, click on the exclusive discount link that I'd included in the description below. Once you're on their website, click on the button to get started. You'll be asked what type of business you're starting and in what state. Select LLC and choose the state where you want to form your holding LLC. Next, you'll name your company. This is where you'll enter that holding company name that we talked about earlier. Then you'll specify the purpose of your business. For a holding LLC, you might simply put asset management or investment holdings. And after that, you'll provide the business address. Then you'll enter the members of the LLC. For a holding company, this is typically you and perhaps family members or business partners. You'll also enter contact information so that Northwest can reach you if they need to. Northwest will also offer some additional services that are particularly useful for holding LLCs, like getting an EIN, which you'll definitely need for tax purposes, or setting up a trademark if you want to protect your holding company's brand. Finally, you'll submit your payment and Northwest will handle all the paperwork and filing for you. The whole process takes just 3 to 5 minutes to complete on your end, and that's exactly why I recommend Northwest to everybody that I know who's starting an LLC, because it makes what could be a complex process incredibly straightforward. After your holding LLC is formed, you'll want to set up those operating LLCs that will be owned by your holding company. You can use Northwest for those formations too, making sure to document the ownership relationship between the entities. Remember that maintaining the separation between your holding company and operating LLCs is crucial. This means separate bank accounts, separate books, proper documentation for any transfers between entities, and following all corporate formalities. If you commingle assets or treat the companies as one entity, you risk losing the liability protection that was your reason for creating this structure in the first place. I also recommend working with both an accountant and attorney who have experience with holding company structures. The upfront cost of professional advice is well worth avoiding potential legal and tax issues down the road. So there you have it, a complete guide to starting your holding LLC. If you found this information helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more business formation and strategy videos. Drop any questions that you have in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.